Blessings, welcome in. I hope everyone is doing well. I am Mel. So today I'm being called. We're going to do a little bit of esoteric, a little occult knowledge. If these are things that you're not interested in, this is not going to be your reading today. So we're going to do, I've been doing a lot of bibliomancy lately, and many of you are aware, we were working with the fairies, and now Spirit would like me to talk about the tree. And I have my little buddy right here. He's been with me for, God, probably 25 years. And then I have the druids, which they're deeply connected to this practice of sacred trees, of the knowledge that the trees hold. And we're going to delve a little bit, and I'm reading from the book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. It's absolutely brilliant. If anyone is interested in those type of subjects, as far as like alchemy and the mysteries, and it really explains the symbolic nature of our universe and over time and all these different cultures and how we've accumulated our understanding. And a lot of it is metaphorical. A lot of it is it's symbology, and that's really how you tap the Akash. Okay? Yes, keys to the Akash in order to read the energies and the unconscious, the collective unconscious. So anyway, all right, sorry, I was starting to go off on a different thread. So I'm going to read about a page and a half of this. And then we're going to go from there, and then we'll jump into some cards and see what further wants to come through as far as the information that we're working with. So I'm reading Cultus Arborum, which is the phallic tree. The worship of trees as proxies of divinity was prevalent throughout the ancient world. Temples were often built in the heart of sacred groves, and nocturnal ceremonies were conducted under the wide spreading branches of great trees, fantastically decorated and festooned in honor of their patron deities. In many instances, the trees themselves were believed to possess the attributes of a divine power and intelligence, and therefore supplications were often addressed to them. The beauty, dignity, massiveness, and strength of oaks, elms, and cedars led to their adoption as symbols of power, integrity, permanence, virility, and divine protection. Several ancient peoples, notably the Hindus and Scandinavians, regarded the macrocosm, or grand universe, as a divine tree growing from a single seed sown in space. The Greeks, Persians, Chaldeans, and Japanese have legends describing the axle tree, or reed upon which Earth revolves. Kapila declares the universe to be the eternal tree. Brahma, which springs from an imperceptible and intangible seed, the material monad. The medieval Kabbalists represented creation as a tree with its roots in the reality of spirit and its branches in the illusion of tangible existence. That could be seen as the sky and the earth. The Sephirothic tree of Kabbalah was therefore inverted, with its roots in heaven and its branches upon the earth. Madame Blavatsky notes that the Great Pyramid was considered to be a symbol of this inverted tree, with its root at the apex of the pyramid, and its branches diverging in 4 streams towards the base. The Scandinavian world tree Yggdrasil supports on its branches 9 spheres or worlds, which the Egyptians symbolized by the 9 stamens of the persea or avocado. All of these are enclosed within the mysterious 10th sphere or cosmic egg, the definitionless cipher of the mysteries. The Kabbalist tree of the Jews also consists of 9 branches or worlds, emanating from the first cause or crown, which surrounds its emanations as the shell surrounds the egg. The single source of life and the endless diversity of its expression has a perfect analogy in the structure of the tree. The trunk represents the single origin of all diversity. The roots, deeply embedded in the dark earth, are symbolic of divine nutriment, and its multiplicity of branches, spreading from the central trunk, represent the infinity of universal effects, dependent upon a single cause. The tree has also been accepted as a symbolic of the microcosm, that is, man. That's us. According to esoteric doctrine, man first exists potentially within the body of the world tree and later blossoms forth into objective manifestation upon its branches. According to early Greek mystery myth, the god Zeus fabricated a 3rd race of men from ash trees. The serpent so often wound around the trunk of the tree usually signifies the mind, the power of thought, and is the eternal tempter or urge which leads all rational creatures to the ultimate discovery of reality and thus overthrows the rule of gods. The serpent, hidden in the foliage of the universal tree, represents the cosmic mind, and in the human tree, the individualized intellect. The concept that all life originates from seeds caused grain and various plants to be accepted as emblematic of human spermatozoon, and the tree was therefore symbolic of organized life, unfolding from its primitive germ. The growth of the universe from its primitive seed may be likened to the growth of the mighty oak from the tiny acorn. While the tree is apparently much greater than its own source, nevertheless, that source contains potentially every branch, twig, and leaf, which will later be objectively unfolded by the processes of growth. Now, I want to stop here and speak about the seeds, okay? And the oak and the seed, or the acorn, is it's so deeply embedded. Like, if you think about an acorn, right? It's basically the zygote of that species, of that tree. It holds all genetic coding, all memory within that line, okay? Everything, it is the original ancestor, so to speak. Yeah, I see where you're going. I got you, Spirit. Okay. Man's veneration for trees as symbols of abstract qualities of wisdom and integrity also led him to designate as trees those individuals who possess these divine qualities to an apparently superhuman degree. Highly illumined philosophers and priests were therefore often referred to as trees or tree men. For example, the Druids, whose name, according to one's interpretation, signifies the men of the oak trees, or the initiates of certain Syrian mysteries who were called cedars. I see you, sister. I see you, sister. In fact, it is far more credible and probable that the famous cedars of Lebanon, cut down for the building of King Solomon's temple, were really illumined, initiated sages. The mystic knows that the true supports of God's glorious house were not the logs subject to decay, but the immortal and imperishable intellects of tree hierophants. Trees are repeatedly mentioned in Old and New Testaments and in scriptures of various pagan nations. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil mentioned in Genesis, the burning bush in which the angel appeared to Moses, the famous vine and fig tree of the New Testament, the grove of olives in the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus went to pray, and the miraculous tree of Revelation, which bore 12 manners of fruit, and whose leaves were for the healing of nations. All bear witness to the esteem in which trees were held by the scribes of Holy Writ. Buddha received his illumination while under the Bodhi tree, near Madras in India, and several of the Eastern gods are pictured sitting in meditation beneath the spreading branches of mighty trees. Many of the great saviors and sages carried wands, rods, or staves, cut from the wood of sacred trees, as the rods of Moses and Aaron. Gungnir, the spear of Odin, come from the tree of life, and the consecrated rod of Hermes, around which the fighting serpents entwine themselves. The numerous uses which the ancients made of the tree and its products are factors in its symbolism. Its worship was, to a certain degree, based upon its usefulness. Of this, J.P. Lundy writes, "Trees occupy such an important place in the economy of nature, by way of attracting and retaining moisture, and shading the water sources and the soil so as to prevent barrenness and desolation. They are so useful to man for shade, for fruit, for medicine, for fuel, for building houses and ships, for furniture, for almost every department of life. It is no wonder that some of the more conspicuous ones, such as the oak, the pine, and the palm, and the sycamore, have been made sacred and used for worship." Under the appellations of the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil is concealed the great arcane of antiquity, the mystery of equilibrium. The tree of life represents the spiritual point of balance, the secret of immortality. The tree of knowledge and of good and evil, as its name implies, represents polarity or unbalance, the secret of morality. The Kabbalists revealed this by assigning the central column of their sephirothic diagram of the tree of life and the two side branches of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Unbalanced forces perish in the void, declares the secret work, and all is made known. The apple represents the knowledge of a procreative process by awakening of which the material universe was established. The allegory of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden is a cosmic myth revealing the methods of universal and individual establishment. The literal story accepted for many centuries by an unthinking world is preposterous, but the creative mystery of which it is the symbol of one of nature's profoundest verities. Thus, the tree of life is also appointed symbol of the mysteries. By partaking of its fruit, man attains immortality. So, as you can see, the tree, the symbolism of itself, holds so much information, so much data, right? We speak of the world tree, the soul tree. And when you can gain access to those records, to read the cellular memory, you're brought back to the understanding. Although there's various ideologies and understandings, there's a root, there's a seed point in all the creational stories. It's all gifted when that seed blossomed. And you can see that as the root system, and it's spread out. And this makes me think of mycelium network, you know? The roots of the tree are the same. And we can tap these various forms of this soul tree, this world tree, and retrieve the memories, and access, so that we can bring equilibrium, not only to our lives, but to others, to the cosmic story, creation itself. So for me, and everyone's going to be different as far as how you identify and you see this and you perceive this, and you're gifted the imagery, right? The understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge. It'll be spoken to you in the language that inherently you hold in your DNA, okay? For me, it is the Yggdrasil, because that is my soul tree. That is this tree that I work in. So with that, having access to my tree, that means every storyline, every myth that has happened throughout man's history, I tend to ride those branches. I tend to go to the bottom and go through the roots and delve and dig, and in order to replenish our tree. Okay? Again, a lot of this is going to be symbolic. It's a metaphor, allegory, things like that. You may not fully understand these things, but once you can see the connection points and recognize how they branched out over time, flourishing our trees. It makes this ride so much more magical, and the experience is magical. All right, so we're going to leave that there, and I guess go into some cards. Yeah, the rainbow. It's the, to the sky bridge, unification of the lower world, of the roots of the tree. Bringing it back to sky. Bifrost. Rainbow Bridge. It's Bifrost. Yeah. Alright, so before we get started, it is with my soul's highest intention that all messages be delivered directly from source. I ask that all messages be delivered with 100% pure light, love, compassion, honesty, truth, integrity, and clarity for the highest good of all. I command that no lower vibrational frequencies be permitted within this space. Only love resides here. And so it is. Alright. So, how would we like to expand on this concept of the world tree, our soul trees, the Yggdrasil? What further information would we like to bring forth and unpack? And again, these messages, they come through. It's really it may not make sense within that now moment, okay? Alright, it's offering light codes. It's offering fire letters. It's offering remembrance. That little ping, that little trigger, that it's like touching that seed so that it can blossom. It's allowing that light to come in and activate it. Yeah, in the hand of the universe. All right, so what would the trees like to communicate within this now moment? Herald of Change, the Horseman. 3. Movement, direction, focus, driven, passion, being illuminated by the sun. Chariot. Herald of Change. Alright, so what's changing? Perspective, yeah. Yeah. Curiosity, the stranger. So we got a 3-5-3. 8-3, that's an 11. Either way you put it. 3-11, 3-5-3. Heralding change. There's curiosity. There's that water. You have the trees, you have the giants, the Jotner. Okay. That's funny, you guys want to come through. But there's a reflection in the water, reflecting the cosmic waters. It's that red and that blue. There's been colors coming in a lot lately. We have the wings, we have the fairies, earth and water. Yeah, look at that, see? There you go. It's the Yggdrasil. Becoming curious about your individualized tree knowledge, okay? Wanting to go within this space, for it holds everything. It holds every genetic, it's the seed. It holds all of the DNA, and that's how I always say it. It's the zygote, okay? And a zygote, which are like, you how do I say that? Eukaryotic cells, right? Groupthink. This is a whole collective mind, and you can access this information of all your generations, all your ancestors, all of it, and see how you connect. See how it runs in your blood. It's in your cellular memory. And that's why, like, a lot of people, they have memories of being a lot of famous persons that have lived upon the earth. It's because it's part of your genetics. Although you're a descendant, you are the ancestor. Okay? So, we had a 3, 8, 11, 4. 114, 411. Information. Tell me more about this groupthink, the mindful, please. Keys to unlocking. Keys to unlocking. Yeah, see. Repairing the veil. But I read that as forgetfulness. But it says forgiveness, but I saw it as repairing the veil of forgetfulness. Accessing and opening our soul trees. We're able to repair the bifurcation, the separation, the tear in the fabric of space, so to speak, okay? Yeah, diving deep. So you got a 9. 9, 10, there was a progression of a completion. Starting a new cycle of diving deep. Diving deep into the waters, okay? Into the consciousness in which you are connected to the awareness, diving deeper into that to gain more information, gain more knowledge, gain more understanding, not, about yourself, but as a collective whole. Yeah. I love this. You got water and fire. What was it Rumi said? when you jump in the water, you come out in the fire. And when you jump into the fire, you come out in the water. It's paradoxical in nature, but tell me more about the fire. Look at this. Did I just say that? Diving into the fire, coming back up and rising out of the water. You jump into the water, you come out in the fire. Wow, that was magnificent. I love seeing stuff like that. Deep diver, diving deep into the abyss of your own consciousness to gain access to the memories, the mind, the collective unconscious. Transformation. Diving into the fire. That's soul spark. There's alchemical process. Spirit of river. Movement towards adventure. Again, we had that herald of change. That spark, that drive, that driving force. There's that red and that blue. Fire and water right now. You could see it as a fire water phoenix. I'm missing something. What do you want to say, Spirit? Fire water plasma. Fire water plasma. Yeah. Gathering, collecting, middle world. 3, 3, 6. 3 and a 9. 3, 3, 9. 45, 9. 3, 9. 3, 9. Okay. Gathering. Diving deep. Finding the spark. Finding the life force. Bringing it back up, going into your own subconscious, bringing it back up. Everything that you gathered, you can now take it into the middle world and use it. Use it. Here's those roots again. Taking that knowledge and moving forward. Oh Christ, we're at almost 30 minutes already. Like I said, I could sit here and do these things and break these things down all day. So I will try to bring this to conclusion. Alright, gathering, middle world, collection, material. This is, you notice how it's covered in oh, the pumpkins, the seeds. Gathering seeds. The fruit of the tree. Yeah, the fruit of the tree. Yeah, look at that. Lightning, illumination, activation. Diving deep into the subconscious, to the roots, gathering the fruit of the tree, activating, igniting. There's another 3 again. This is the beauty of the 369, this vortex math. You can see how energies rotate through 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, 6, 9, and it'll keep rotating. There's a genius to it. And then when you can find the pattern and the sequence, as Tesla said, you have access to the universe. You have the keys to the universe, basically. Yeah. Yep. Journey. Activation. Journey. 11. Gathering the fruits of the tree. When you think of fruit, it's lush, it's abundant, it's nourishing, it's tasty, it supplies and offers things that we need. And with those fruits, though, I like this metaphor, Spirit. I very much so do. Alright, the journey. Yeah, healing. 11, 8, 3, 11, 11. There's a completion here. 11, 11 to the 4. It's the foundation. It's the structure. They're trying to show us what's important. The fruit of life. 11, 11, the 2 pillars, creating the form, the structure. Journey of healing, the 4 directions, the 4 conspicuous, okay, animals. You can see this in astrology as the 4 fixed signs. Medicine wheel, healing the world tree, healing our soul trees. Gestation period, wondrous dream. There's the 6:30 again. Listening. It's been under ice for a very long time. It's been growing. Gestation. The dream. There's the spiral. Fibonacci. Golden mean. We really are healing the collective consciousness at the moment. Yeah, presently. Whale song. Flow and the beauty way. It's the song. This is the song. Cosmic waters. And the lotus it's another one that's really representative and just another metaphor that explains basically the same process. Transcending. We're back at the 4 again. There's a great blossoming right now. But your journey of healing gives you the ability to find those fruits, take them into your middle world, your everyday life, and walk the beauty way. Flow effortlessly, singing your song, heralding change, repairing the bifurcation, becoming curious again as you walk your journeys. being able to delve deeper into these places and spaces, dissolving, purifying these old stories, coming back up for air and bringing it in to your everyday life, sharing what you've gathered, sharing those fruits of life, what you've collected. It's just, it creates this beautiful space. Listen to your trees. I encourage people to ask the universe, show me